Hello, Mr. Godrich.
Hello, sir.
What we wanted you to is to give us a small comment on what is happening or political happenings in the country, in Kenya and in South Africa.
It was very coincidental that as the EFF was marching on the 20th March 2023 in what we termed the national shutdown for the resignation of Ramaphosa and for the restoration of electricity. So it happened also in East Africa, in Kenya. It is the democratic right of every citizen in the African continent in terms of the African Union, people's rights and human rights to peacefully demonstrate against a sitting government that is not taking care of its own people. And accordingly, we applaud the people of Africa, including Kenya. We applaud the people of Africa, Kenya and South Africa in particular, for standing up to a repressive regime and regimes that are not taking care of its own citizens, the voters of that country.
And perhaps, do you see any impact that will come up as a result of these demonstrations?
Oh, definitely the impact is there because the society and the community and the nation has been well conscientized that it has got the right to stand up against injustices, and it's a matter of time we will see an Arab Spring similar conduct everywhere in Africa, wherein governments are oblivious to the suffering of its own people.
Because we've heard about demonstration in parts of South Africa, Kenya, and we've been hearing about other demonstration in parts of Nigeria, Tunisia, Senegal. What has come of maybe Africans? Maybe can you comment about it?
Well, the winds of change are blowing throughout Africa as they did in the 60s for the purpose of independence of Africa from the colonialist and imperialist. So now is another wind of change against sitting regimes that do not care about its own people. They only care about looting, corruption, and taking care of their own stomachs and in complicit with the former colonizers and imperialists.
For example, maybe if I can bring you closer, maybe I don't know if you've been following the Kenyan politics. We've heard of the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. He has been agitating for reforms, especially in the electoral system, and of course the cost of living. Perhaps, what is your take on that?
It is the democratic right of every citizen and every political party and its members to take to the streets to demonstrate their dissatisfaction with a conduct of any sitting government. And it can be exclude the right of the people of East Africa, Kenya, and any other country in Africa, including Senegal, Nigeria, and Tunisia.
And maybe as we close up, in Kenya, the opposition has called a demonstration a weekly demonstrations. So, but unlike in South Africa, it was only one day. Do you see that maybe a one-day demonstration will bring the much required or the much needed change?
It's a matter of time that if the change does not come, who knows? As our people are conscientized and they are ready to take the picket lines, so it shall be like in any other country where we had such a revolution by the people and the masses. It is the masses and the people who must lead their own struggles. They can't be led by politicians and leaders of political parties. All the leaders of political parties can do is to conscientize the masses to take charge of their space.
And a final one, we've seen in these demonstrations, some people have been killed, some people have been arrested, some property have been destroyed, and many other ugly stuffs. Perhaps, what can you say about this act of maybe police when it comes to demonstrations?
It is typical of dictatorship everywhere in the world, wherein when it is called into question and to account that it will unleash the state security forces against its opponents. And we are not shocked that it is happening throughout Africa. But with time, we hope those regimes that will replace the current dictatorship regimes will have taken a lesson from such conduct and never to do that against their own people, because governments are not there to stay forever. And the people are there for forever. Governments come, governments go, but the people always remain in the space. You can do twice, but it cannot be perpetual. The people will finally be victorious.
Thank you so much for agreeing to speak with us. And perhaps maybe a final one. Has South African President Cyril Ramaphosa responded to yesterday's protest?
We do not expect any response from him except to resign, and accordingly we cannot say he has responded because he has not resigned. His days are numbered. We're going to elections in 2024 May. Our voters will see him for what he is. He has put them through so much hardship in terms of lack of energy, inequality, unemployment, and destroyed all the infrastructure of the state that he found working before he became a president. And we look forward to a well-informed voter to cross the ballot accordingly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Godrich, for speaking with Mwanzo TV.
Thank you very much.